Well, the honest answer is I was scared. An exciting celebrity interview coming up here, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Everything feels like it's a better made bike. I do have 2 kids in college, so you think Zach Galifianakis would sue me? Yeah, honey, I'm the bogey biker, and you know I'm here to stay.
So, the combination to the safe is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So the combination is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the stupidest combination I ever heard in my life.
That's the stupidest combination I ever heard in my life. Well, howdy folks. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jack and I'm the Bogey Biker. And welcome to the shop. We're fresh back from the Lone Star Rally. We had a fantastic time in Galveston. We stayed a few miles outside of town, and so we rode in every morning. It was a beautiful ride in right along the coast. And Galveston is just a much prettier town than I remembered it being. But so we would ride in and go to the vendors that were there on the seawall, and then we went down to the Strand every day. And of course, for us old guys, it was a lot of walking. I gotta tell you, I didn't know there was that many motorcycles like in the world. I've seen different estimations. I have no idea how many people were there, but I mean, it's just hard to explain when you've never seen that before. And I gotta tell you, there was tens of thousands of motorcycles that had to cost $250,000. I mean, and then hundreds of thousands of just regular motorcycles. But I mean, I know what these cost, and wow. But we had a great time. Again, I mentioned this on the end of the road home, but we got to meet some cool people. Got to meet Adam Sandoval and got to meet Amsel and Adam. Those guys were as nice and as gracious as they could be, and we appreciate them giving us the time. It's funny when you follow guys on YouTube for years and then you get to meet them. It's pretty cool for a bogey YouTuber. What I didn't do is you saw that I got a new windshield, but I don't know that I even said what it is, but it's the Clockworks 10-inch Pro Touring, and I love it. We rode it back the 5 hours home from Galveston, and I've never ridden something that had that little of wind turbulence, I guess you would call it. There's a word for it that I can't think of at the moment, but so yeah, Clockworks 10-inch Pro Touring. It's got the flare. I don't know if the actual name of it is flare, but yeah, that's what it is. So I love it. You see, between my 2 bikes, if you've been following the channel, you know that I started, my first motorcycle ever was in February or March of this year, and it was a 2016 Road King. And I most recently bought a 2021 Road Glide Limited with the plans of selling my Road King. But I've had it up for sale for several weeks, and what I'm hearing about the motorcycle market may be saturated at the moment, so I think that's God's way of telling me just to keep it. So I went from no motorcycles for 49 years, and now I have 2 Harley Davidson touring bikes. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I think I'm gonna keep it. I wanted to call this Between Two Bikes. You think Zach Galifianakis would sue me?
Welcome to another edition of Between Two Ferns, and my guest today is Matthew McConaughey.
Good to be here, Zach.
When you and Woody Harrelson are acting in a scene together, are you sad that somewhere there's a sack not being hackeyed?
That's good. A sack not being hackeyed.
I've had people ask me, why did you wait so long, to buy a motorcycle if you love it so much? And I have. I've lusted after these things for most of my life. Well, the honest answer is I was scared. You know, in most every aspect of my life, I feel like I see something and I feel like I can do it as good or better than the person doing it, just the way I am. But there was something about it. I was scared. I think, you know, if I'm going to be totally honest, I would stop in a Harley dealer and sit on one of these bikes and thinking, oh my gosh, how can you keep this heavy thing up? And I was scared. I think that's the honest truth. And so part of me thought I would never do this. And what's helped me, if you've seen some of the videos, he hasn't been in a lot, but he's gonna be in a lot more because he's the entertaining one of the two of us. But I have an identical twin brother who's a fireman, and he got a Harley, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. And that really inspired me or motivated me to feel like that, yeah, why not? You know, there's people my age, just lost a good friend. You know, our slogan is, riding a motorcycle is not a death sentence, it's a life sentence. And man, we don't know how much time we have left, and I am gonna do what I love to do and not be afraid. I had my Road King up for sale, and I'd stripped it all back down. I took all the parts off of it, you know, to basically just sell a stock Road King. And then today, I just decided, you know, I'm not gonna sell it for a loss, certainly. I had it listed at a fair price, less than Blue Book value. And if it's not the right time to sell, then I'm not gonna sell it. And tell me tell me what you think about this. So again, I have a 2016 Road King, which my understanding is 2016 was the last year of the V-twin. May have been 2017, but I think it was 2016. And then they went to the Milwaukee 8, which is my 2021 Road Glide Limited. And I get on this Road King, and when you shift it, it feels tighter. Everything feels like it's a better made bike. I love my Road Glide, and maybe part of it is all the issues that I had, and which were mostly related to the guy that did the work.
Bad, dirty, Turkish, back, flat, important, Philip Barton, Perkaluma,
But that's beside the point. So, am I keeping the Road King for a backup bike? No, not really. And that's why, look, I'm a big guy. A lot of people have two motorcycles, one of them a big touring bike and one of them a smaller. I don't want a smaller bike, and I don't want a bike to scoot around and go fast. I want a bike that if I want to go drive 500 or 1,000 miles, then I can get on it and do it. And if I'm gonna have two bikes, I'd like to be able to get on either one of them. Yeah, maybe part of it is for a backup, but I also really enjoy riding the Road King. So I put the things that I have back on the bike. I put the highway pegs back on, I put the lower fairings back on, put the handguards back on, I put the backrest back on, and I actually put the stock seat from the Road Glide on to the Road King because I have the lapel seat for the Road Glide, and I like the stock seat from the Road Glide better than the one that came on the Road King. So yeah, I put all that stuff back on. So each time I ride, I can decide which one I want, and it doesn't really matter. I'm even considering looking at one of the FXRP fairings, I believe is what it calls. I know Clockworks makes one. And so if you have any experience with that, has anybody put an FXRP or T or or D? I don't know exactly the difference, but it's the round semi Road Glide looking fairing on the front. Has anybody done that? It is kind of nice to have two bikes, so until maybe I have to, then I'm going to keep them both. And I love the way that Road King handles. Maybe two bikes doesn't make the most financial sense, but I really enjoy the back and forth and the communication and the comments from we've got a lot of loyal subscribers who watch every video and comment. And thank you. I really appreciate it. This is a lot of work, but hey, this is fun work, so I'm not complaining about it. It's a lot of work, but it's enjoyable to me to hear that you're enjoying the content and watching the videos. We're gonna add a couple new things to the channel. We're gonna have a Bogey Biker bar session in here with my riding buddies, the Rusty Bolts, and others. And we don't have exactly the format exactly figured out, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna shoot it. We're gonna see how it goes. There may be some alcohol and cigars involved. And I don't know what I'm gonna call this yet. I have an idea, but I've got a celebrity interview or two coming up in the near future. I promise you, you'll enjoy it.
Crazy, my mama say. Don't know why you're treating me this way. I thought by now I wouldn't have to worry about you. You're the bogey biker, and I don't know what to do. Crazy, my daddy told me, son, you remember learning right from wrong. Mama was crying in the kitchen, blaming it all on me, while I'm out here humming the Bogey Biker song. Crazy, my daughter screamed, Daddy, you promised me you wouldn't chase that dream. Now you're riding every day. Never thought I'd say that you're the Bogey Biker, and I guess you're here to stay. Yeah, honey, I'm the Bogey Biker, and you know I'm here to stay.